In a quiet, hopeful tone, the story begins with a simple reminder meant to settle the listener's restless mind. There are moments in life when problems feel heavy, confusing, and endless. They stand in front of us like obstacles we do not know how to move. Yet sometimes the easiest way forward is not to complain or wait, but to act. This is a story about a young prince, a single stone, and a lesson that quietly changes the way problems are seen. Long ago, in a peaceful kingdom surrounded by open fields and busy roads, there lived a young prince named Aaron. He was in the early years of his youth and had grown up in comfort and safety. The kingdom lacked nothing, and life within the palace was gentle and easy. Aaron was known for his kind heart and polite nature, but he carried a weakness that worried many. He disliked effort. He loved comfort too much. When the sun burned hot, he stayed indoors. When rain fell from the sky, he rested longer than needed. If work appeared difficult, he quietly stepped aside and believed someone else would handle it. In his mind, problems were things to avoid, not face. His father, the king, watched him closely. The king was wise, patient, and deeply concerned. He often sat alone, thinking about the future of the kingdom. He asked himself how a ruler who avoided struggle could one day guide others through hardship. Advice and warnings had already been given, but words alone had not changed the prince's ways. The king understood that some lessons could not be taught through lectures. They had to be experienced. One night, just before dawn touched the sky, the king quietly called his servants and gave them a simple instruction. A large stone was to be placed firmly in the center of the main road, the same road used daily by merchants, soldiers, travelers, and farmers on their way to the market. After giving his command, the king hid himself where he could observe without being seen. As morning arrived, the road slowly filled with life. A wealthy merchant was among the first to approach. When he noticed the stone blocking his path, his face filled with anger. He complained loudly about poor roads and careless rulers. Without stopping, he guided his cart around the stone and continued on his way. Shortly after, a strong soldier came walking. He struck the stone by accident, stumbled, and cursed under his breath. He blamed the kingdom, the road, and fate itself, then walked around the stone without another thought. A woman carrying heavy water pots soon followed. She paused, sighed, and complained about how no one seemed to care anymore. She too avoided the stone and moved on. One by one, people passed. Each had words to share, but no one tried to move the obstacle. The stone remained exactly where it was. Hours passed, and the sun climbed higher. Then, as the road grew quieter, a poor farmer appeared. His clothes were worn, and a basket of vegetables rested on his back. When he reached the stone, he stopped. He looked at it for a long moment. His body was tired, and his hands were rough from labor. In a soft voice, he spoke to himself. He wondered if someone might trip and get hurt. Slowly, he placed his basket on the ground and leaned into the stone. It was heavier than he expected. His hands slipped, and sweat ran down his face. Still, he did not give up. Bit by bit, with steady effort and quiet determination, he pushed until the stone finally rolled aside. Beneath it, he noticed something unexpected. A small bag rested in the dirt. Curious and surprised, he opened it and found shining gold coins and a folded note. The note carried a message written by the king himself. It spoke of reward for the one who chose action over complaint and cleared the path for others. The farmer smiled, grateful and amazed, unaware that he had just become part of a greater lesson. That evening, as the sun set, the king called Prince Aaron to his side. He gently explained everything that had taken place on the road that morning. He described the people who complained, the ones who walked around the problem, and the single man who chose to act. The king looked into his son's eyes and spoke calmly. He explained that difficulties are not punishments, but tests. Every challenge carries a hidden opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. True reward, he said, comes not from avoiding problems, but from facing them with effort and responsibility. The prince listened closely. For the first time, he understood that strength was built through action, not comfort. That day, something changed inside him. He promised himself that he would no longer walk around the stones in his path. He would move them. For a brief moment, the listener is invited into a simple practice. Think of one problem that has been avoided lately. Picture it clearly. Instead of asking why it exists, ask what small action can be taken today, not tomorrow, not later, just one step. Problems lose their power when action begins. The lesson of this story is gentle but strong. The obstacle is the way. The obstacle is the way. Remember this when life places a stone before you. If this touched you, like, share, and subscribe so this message can reach someone who needs it.